Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 14th of June. My name's Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer, and you are a year older.
I am Gary, and what a festive celebration we had yesterday.
I've got
to tell you, you think about the party we had last night.
It's monstrous.
It was absolutely huge, and even probably viewers don't know is that I had my birthday last night in a foreign country.
We did, Philip. Indeed, we'll talk more about that later. But how does it feel to be a year older?
Well, Gary, I've got to tell you, I think I'm a bit like a bottle of Grange Hermitage.
Is that right?
Every year, Grange tends to get a bit smoother, a bit more mellow, and a bit more beautiful.
People don't know.
And I think that's pretty much sums up my ageing process.
People just probably don't know what's going on because you're talking about the celebration last night in a foreign country, but here we are, anywhere but a foreign country. We are in the heart of Caulfield, Northfield, on the Golden Mile. And by the way, more makeup, because now you're getting older. As you get older, you're going to wear more and more makeup.
So you're completely all over the shop here.
Well,
right?
you've distracted me.
So you want to talk again about the way I look? Okay.
No, just I'm getting older.
Do you know what?
Because you keep yourself well. He cares. He does take a lot of care.
This is now a shout out to the dermatologists that watch this show. We are happy to have Botox on this show. I reckon, seriously, the viewers are interested.
I think it's an injection with Botox.
It doesn't hurt. But would you try it?
No way.
Oh, come on.
Don't be ridiculous.
One shot, I'm in here, because look out how bad you look there. But let's get some Botox on the show. Yeah. Having said that, there is nothing artificial. Nice segue, actually. I'm just thinking about this. Nice segue. There is nothing artificial about this house.
No facelift needed here, Philip, because we are standing in the middle of a modern masterpiece, an architectural masterpiece, Philip, and you would understand more about it than I would, so, Gary, break the shackles and talk.
I've got to tell you, we've been blessed to sell many fine homes.
Building the wall.
But I think
Donald Trump.
This would have to be one of the most exquisite homes we've ever had the opportunity to put to the marketplace. Whilst it's now a few years old, it feels brand new.
It's better than brand new.
Our current owners have looked after this house. There's always been an army of people looking after this home. There is not a chip or scratch. Bit of a history to it, Gary. First of all, 2 blocks of land were purchased in order for this property to have a north-facing aspect.
Now, Phil, I'm going to interrupt you because you're going to start spieling about the house, and I don't want you to do it because I think we should take our viewers on a special journey, Philip, because we are and have always prided ourselves.
We've always been proud of ourselves.
We've always been prouding of ourselves.
We've always taken pride in our achievements.
Pride of being very advanced in terms of technology, in terms of innovation.
Speaking of pride, do you know that it's a pride of lions? So if you see 5 or 6 lions together, you don't go, hey, there's a group of lions, or there's a bunch of lions, or a herd of lions. It's a pride.
I tell you what, 2 Saturdays ago, they weren't very proud, the Lions, because we knocked them off, the Blue Boys. We did, Philip. But anyway, that's another story. Phil, let's just do the video tour.
Okay. What you were trying to say is we're big into technology.
We are.
Video is a huge part of our technological prowess. Obviously, GPTV forms part of that. But we do a lot of virtual tours, which are the future of real estate.
And tell us, what is a virtual? I mean, people say virtual, they think about those just cameras panning rooms.
Yes, well, we can do those as well. But these are boring. These are really more guided tours, if you like. So let's show
getaway style.
Let's show this on screen. This particular video, Gary, that the viewers are about to watch, has now had in excess of 1,000 views.
Please enjoy.
Hello, my name's Philip Kingston from Gary Peer & Associates. Welcome to number 117 to 119 Kooyong Road in the heart of the Golden Mile of Caulfield North. Very rarely does a home of this magnitude, its quality and design ever hit the marketplace. Normally, a home like this would not see the light of the market for a generation, possibly 2. It's our good fortune and your good fortune that we get to take this home to the market. A massive allotment of land, the perfect north-facing orientation, and a home of breathtaking significance. I'm excited to show you through, so let's go and have a look around. I think this is probably the most incredible formal lounge dining room I've ever been into in my entire life. It's this wonderful glass box that's perfectly surrounded by the most beautiful landscaping. The scale of this room is immense, and yet it's got this lovely warmth and intimacy to it. If you're looking for a home to entertain on mass scale or on an intimate basis, this is the standout home of 2016. For many people, luxury is all about fixtures and fittings, textures, stone, marble. For me though, luxury is best defined as almost unlimited space. Now this is a home, regardless of which room you're in, the generosity of space is quite extraordinary. And then of course, we've got every conceivable luxury you could ever imagine. There is so much to love about this beautiful home, but I've fallen in love with this study. It has the perfect degree of formality, and yet it has this zen-like calm that comes from that most magnificent internal courtyard. One of the favourite aspects though, of course, is the way that we look right through to the entertaining zone of this home and then over the front north-facing garden to the pool. So this, if you like, is the total command centre. Luxury living on a grand scale and in a home of this quality does require the perfect orientation. And north, northeast and northwest is absolutely as good as it gets. If you're in the market for something totally special, you are not prepared to compromise. You're going to find everything you want and more here. Please give me a call for a private inspection. I can't wait to show you through.
Well, you did all right there on the camera, Phil. Quite a nice review, and something a bit different, but this one does not go to auction, Philip. This home of the week in Orrong Road, corner of Kears Court, is an expression of interest. Can you explain a bit about that?
I can, viewers. There are really three ways we transact property now. Obviously the old-fashioned standard private sale.
Yes.
Put a price on the property.
For sale.
And obviously people then either make offers, and if we're lucky, they pay the full price.
And sometimes in excess
That's
too,
the private sale method.
Yeah.
The most popular method in the inner suburban rings of Melbourne, which is the auction method.
Yep.
And I would say within 15 kilometres of the GPO, Gary,
Yep.
Probably 95% of houses would go through the auction process.
Yep.
At the very top end of the market, the more exclusive end of the market, like this home, Gary, expressions of interest are now the way we transact. And expressions of interest is in effect a kind of tender. So we've got a closing date for the expressions of interest, in which case buyers are then asked to put in their offer on the property, and then we will then transact with those buyers on an individual basis.
And a lot of vendors at the very top end, they don't really want the imposition of an, or they feel they don't want their privacy sort of breached. So a lot of vendors do like this way, don't they?
Well, Gary, if for instance we had had an auction here, and if we had had a public auction, which most auctions are public, we would have on auction day, I reckon, had 500 people here, and there's no way our vendors would have wanted 500 people through here on the day of the auction. Having said that, there's another method that's starting to come through, Gary, and which we will employ in the future, which is the private auction, where a house like this might have had an auction campaign, but the invitation to the auction would have only gone out to those that are registered of being seriously interested.
That's
so watch out for that.
And where's the auction held?
Well, a private auction could have been in our boardroom. I think
in
more
office?
importantly in the home. But an auction, a private auction for this home might have looked like our team and maybe 7 or 8 buyers.
That's almost like the Sydney way, isn't it? You have to register and have a little paddle and...
It's nothing like the Sydney way whatsoever, Gary.
Enough.
So if that's the best that you can offer to this segment of the show, I think I'm going to need a new co-anchor for the show, Gary.
I'm building the wall, Phil. I'm building the wall. That's what Donald Trump keeps saying.
Are you going to explain this whole... Because you mentioned it last week, you're building the wall. What wall are you building?
Well, I'm obsessed with... Well, firstly, let me just say this. If you're in America right now and your business is building walls, right?
Yes.
You're probably sitting here saying, oh, this is going to be amazing because Trump gets in, I've got the biggest job in the whole of America. I'm going to build this incredible wall.
The Mexican wall.
Yes, the wall. So he's building a wall because I watched this interview on Donald Trump, and Donald Trump's amazing because you can ask him 100 questions and all he said was, I'm building a wall. I'm building a wall. That's how he answered everybody. They said, what's going on? He goes, it doesn't matter. Climate change, I'm building a wall. Right? So foreign policy, I'm building a wall. The economy, I'm building a wall.
You know, we've got to start watching some of the comedians in America because they must be having a field day with Donald Trump. But basically, Donald Trump is saying he's going to build a wall right along the Mexican border.
That's
but wait for this. Here's his brilliant...
No, hang on a minute. Let me finish it because because I'm going where you're going.
It's your story.
It's my story. So what he's saying, so someone's sitting in America right, waiting for this job. So Donald Trump gets in. They get the job of the wall. They've got like a $28 billion contract to build this wall, right? They finally finish it. There's a day in the sun, and they say thank you. They submit their account. And he goes, no, we're not paying for a wall. You've got to submit it to Mexico because Mexico's paying for it. So then you ring up Mexico and you go, excuse me, the president of Mexico, look, I've got this bill for $28 billion for the wall. Could you mind paying it? And of course, someone in Mexico will tell, senor, you're loco. We're not paying for no wall. So I just think that story about the wall is just brilliant. So we're building a wall. I reckon we should build a wall around the areas that we're selling real estate, and I think we should get Ray White to pay for it. And we do that.
That's very good.
I
So
we should
Mr.
build a wall.
Brian White, the managing director of Ray White
building a
Group,
wall.
We're building a wall of which you're paying for. We've got a wall builder coming at you with a mighty big invoice.
I love it. We're building a wall. I'm getting so much entertainment, Phil. I tell you what, Donald Trump is making me laugh.
This show is bordering now on being ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Where were we up to?
We're up to this weekend's auctions because we've got a smorgasbord of auctions where we're in, I think, 9 or 10 different suburbs. Why don't we review them and sit down and relax
before we do, this is the standing edition, Gary. Because
we're going to stand the whole
we're going
one.
to stand the whole edition.
I know.
I like this, Gary, because it's good for your posture.
I'm lazy.
Because normally we sit in a chair and you slump. You've got the worst posture. I've got to tell you, there's a lot wrong with you. But have you looked at your posture? You slump into
mother used to say, stand up straight.
You slump into a chair. I've got to tell you, I'm going to show you how to stand, and you need to stand like this at auctions. I want you to consider this.
You'd like a peacock.
No. Shoulders back first, Gary. Right? No, don't tilt. Just put your shoulders back slightly. Now pull your inner core in. So pull your stomach in, hold your stomach in. Now at the same time as doing that, you need to clench your bum cheeks. No, seriously. So if you
no one's behind me.
If you do that, you get this perfect posture like I've now got, which is a combination of shoulders back, stomach in, getting in touch with your core, and clenching your bum cheeks together. And look how great we look
scary.
now. Okay,
I'm
going to hold this position, introduce the auctions.
Very natural with that position with your makeup. Let's talk about the auctions for this weekend. Let's talk about them. Phil, we've got 16 auctions over 10 suburbs.
A lot of auctions, Gary.
It is. We've got a busy, and we are all over Melbourne. We're in all sorts of suburbs. We're in Malvern, we're in Bentley, we're in Carnegie, we're in CAULFIELD North, we're in MURRUMBEENA, ELSTERNWICK, Armadale, we're everywhere, Phil. But we start off in Malvern. Simon Radolnik, who is a terrific auctioneer, is going to be auctioning for Judy Zoo and team in Elizabeth Street, Malvern. Take us through this property,
Gary,
please.
I love this development because Elizabeth Street's one of Malvern's best streets, and that's a great development built by, I think, Hampton with the developers there. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 security car park. Very beautiful apartment inside and out. I think it's one of Melbourne's best inner suburban developments.
It is a good opportunity. They're filling a terrific prestige address, and you're going to be starting in a prestige suburb. It's called Carnegie, Philip.
Carnegie
for some. You'll be there at 10:30, opening your auction account this Saturday in Madden Avenue, is it?
Gary, it is Madden Avenue in Carnegie, and this is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, single-storey villa. It does have the bonus, of course, of a garage and a second car space, and that is just immaculate throughout. And of course, a special shout out to Carnegie. We're just loving the Carnegie story.
We're loving it. You can just about walk to your 11:30 auction, Philip. It's just around the corner in Caulfield East. After you say goodbye to Adam, you'll be saying hello to Nikki Janover, Phil.
In Lloyds Avenue, Gary,
yep.
number 20 Lloyds Avenue. Have a look at that house. Picture postcard, perfect facade, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, off-street car parking. That's a fabulous house because it's beautifully livable from day one. And look at that slate roof and all, Gary.
Phil, triple auction action at 12:30. We're going to be in Balaclava Road. This is a wonderful looking property. Looking forward to this one. Simon Radolnik Auctions for Joel Sir.
And Gary, check out those chandeliers. If that auction goes off, Simon will be swinging from the chandeliers.
Love a good chandelier.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. What a great property, and of course a great location on Balaclava Road.
Godfrey Street, Bentley, Philip, is an outstanding location. This is an interesting property, Phil, because it presents as a beautiful home, a lovely family home, but also it has a kind of development edge because there are some people doing developments there, so it could be suitable for either home buyer or developer.
Well,
Phil.
speaking of Godfrey's, Gary, special shout out to Tom Crulis, who probably watches the show on a regular basis. He's the man behind Godfrey's.
He has been.
And a special shout out to all those Godfrey stores, of which we've sold many properties to owners of Godfrey's.
We have indeed, Philip. Now take us back to the street, Phil.
Okay, well, a vacuum cleaner has got nothing to do with this property other than the fact, I suppose,
It's immaculate.
that it's immaculate.
It is, Phil.
5 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, beautiful off-street car parking. Have a look at the bathrooms and the kitchens in this property, just magnificent.
So, Phil, that's probably one of the best properties we've had to auction in Bentley for a while, and I'm very excited about that one. So make your way to that one, viewers, because it's a beauty. We're going to be in MURRUMBEENA at the same time around the corner. Graham Callan does his thing, auctioning this wonderful and affordable property, Phil.
Yes, Gary, and Rosella Street, and what a beautiful property Rosella Street is. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, and you'll hear the birds chattering in the trees at Rosella Street.
Rosellas, Phil, you will. And you can get some tomato sauce as well if you want to, because that's also...
That's stupid now. That's ridiculous.
Because the birds were so clever, wasn't it?
Well, it's much more better. Much more better.
Well, much more better.
Much funnier than
How's your English
tomato
going, mate?
sauce.
How's your English going? Let's move on to Orrong Road, Armadale. Phil, we're going to be there at 1:30. We'll put you to bed after that. You can have an early day and night. That's your last auction. Great property though, Phil.
Gary, we've sold in this building many times and it just seems to go up in value consistently. 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms there really, and 2 car spaces via tandem garage.
Great building, great position, Philip, just near the corner of Downhill Road, not far away. We're looking forward to that one. Simon Radolnik has got a long day, finishes at 3:30 in Carlingford Street, ELSTERNWICK. This is a great address, Phil, and we love ELSTERNWICK, don't we?
We do, Gary, and we love that property because we've sold in this building before. 2 or 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and 1 car space. I love those buildings because they're big and they're bright and they're beautifully constructed.
We love it, Phil, and that's a big Saturday wrap. We start off on Sunday morning, Philip, in Kent Grove. We did shoot GPTV
there
last week.
Yep.
Take us through this masterpiece.
Well,
Phil.
Gary, architect designed a beautiful job they've done there. 3.5 bathrooms, 3.5 bedrooms. What's half a bedroom? That's probably the study, I'd say, Gary.
What's half a bedroom?
Correct.
Friends, anyway.
Lock-up garage, and just stunning attention to detail there. The fixtures and fittings, very luxurious, that property.
You're going to be doing an auction on the hour every hour from 10:30 to 3:30. You are a busy man.
I am,
on
Gary.
Sunday, Philip.
Looks like I'll be caffeined up that day.
You should be. I should hope so, Phil. And Simon Radolnik joins the party because he's auctioning this property in Newlyn Street. That's a great address.
Well, Gary, not only is it a great address, but I love these 60s villas. That's 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, a lock-up garage, been beautifully renovated throughout. That is just a great opportunity to get in to the market as a first home buyer or an investor, or perhaps scaling down from a larger house.
It's a recommended buy, Phil, and so is Norwood Road because that's a terrific street just around the corner from our office where everything's happening, Phil.
Hopefully, Gary, I'll hit this auction for a 6.
Ah, you will indeed. I get you, Phil. I hear you. Why would you be hitting it for a 6? Because you don't want to pull up stumps at that auction, Phil. You want to make sure that it's not your maiden auction and that you bowl it over. Tell us about it.
Well, Gary, this is owned by one of Australia's famous cricketers.
It is, Phil.
Shout out there, of course, to Michael Klinger, who has moved, I think he's in Perth at the moment, playing for Western Australia.
Yep.
Anyway, this is his Melbourne residence, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, car parking there. Great looking property, and Norwood Road is just a fantastic location. It's 4 suburbs for the price of 1 there, Gary. Caulfield North address, but one side of the road of Orrong Road, of course, is St Kilda East. Diagonally opposite is Paran East, and opposite on Dandong Road is Armadale. So 4 suburbs for the price of 1.
Great shot that, Phil. Great shot, as they would say in cricket radio or commentary, Philip. We're going to go to Newstead Street now. That's another terrific property. You're going to be auctioning that one at 12:30. You'll be meeting Joel Sir there. Take us through this property.
Well, that is a big property, Gary. 4.5 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, a lock-up garage for 2 cars, beautifully presented throughout. And Newstead Street's come of age. I mean, half that street's been rebuilt, I reckon, in the last 10 years.
It has.
And a great spot with the tram on the doorstep.
Just keeps getting better, Phil, and if there's anything hot at the moment, it's land. and how hard is it to find a big block of land that has a north-facing back garden? Almost impossible.
Almost impossible, because what viewers don't realise is that most of North Caulfield is an east-west subdivision, so most properties either have an eastern back garden or a western back garden.
But a rare opportunity.
North-facing is fantastic. What makes Merton Street so good is not only is it north-facing, but secondly it's one of the biggest blocks at 903 square metres, and then on top of it it's got an 18.89 metre frontage.
Yep.
So this has got everything going for it.
That is an extraordinary and rare opportunity. Been in the family for a long, long time. Delighted to have the opportunity to sell that one, Philip. 25 Merton Street. Get down there at 1:30. Speak to Leon Guzenfitter about it, because he's excited, as you will be as the auctioneer at the auction at 1:30 on Sunday.
Be, Gary.
Phil. 2:30 we're going to move on to Lucan Street, Phil, and that's just around the corner from the office, just the next street to Norwood Road. Take us through this terrific
Gary,
picture postcard, perfect property in your words.
We love Lucan Street because we've sold, in fact I reckon we've just about sold every property in Lucan Street over our career.
And what's happening on the corner? The whole new supermarket, apartments,
correct. I believe a Woolworths is going in there, which is going to make that little pocket around our office even more valuable.
How good is our office pocket now? I mean, you've got these great cafes, you've got Frank and Ginger, you've got Espresso, you've got next door to our Echo Blue.
Yep.
But now you've also got Feed Me just a bit further down, so a shout out to Feed Me.
Yeah.
Great soup and salad there, Phil.
You've been known to have a soup and salad there,
haven't
you, Gary?
A soup and salad with
Back
a bit of a
to
bread roll.
Lucan Street, Gary. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and beautifully done throughout. That's a great home.
Phil, you're going to finish off from your earthly day to being off the planet in Jupiter Street in Caulfield South. That's a good address, Phil.
It is, Gary.
And we're looking forward to you having the stars and planets aligned when you auction that one at the end of your day at 3:30 on Sunday to bring the big weekend to a close, Phil.
I must say, other than the fact that you stumbled on the word close right at the end, that was poetry in motion. But you did screw it up at the end with that little stumble.
I nearly got
and this is a one-take show, so we're not going to correct that, although I wouldn't mind doing a bit of Photoshop on your face.
Is that right?
Well, I'm having a good look at it now.
I could wear some makeup and be like you, but I prefer the au naturel way. Go, take us through Jupiter Street, Phil.
There's nothing, there's no great success in au naturel when it looks like what I'm looking at right now.
How about talking about Jupiter Street?
3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms. That is a stunning property, and I love Jupiter Street, Gary. And I love the fact that down at Jupiter Street there's Saturn, there's Jupiter, and there's Mars.
We're not favouring any one planet, Phil. We're all over the place here. We're covering the whole stellar system. Is that what they call it? Stellar system? Solar system? I'll stay away, quit while I'm ahead. Phil, that's a big wrap for a big weekend. It's actually June, which is a quiet month. And of course, last weekend we didn't have any auctions because of the long weekend. But gee, there's some good offerings this weekend, isn't there?
There is. Let's get back to where you might be in a week's time, Gary. So I think stay tuned, viewers. Next week could be potentially a really interesting edition or a really boring one. But Gary is going in search of ideas to make our business even better than it is. We will not rest until we have created the best real estate agency on the entire planet. So Gary, at great expense to the partnership, you are going, I believe, at the front end of the plane, overseas to the country which was stupid enough. I mean, I've got to tell you, let's talk real estate for a moment.
Okay.
How dumb are English people?
Oh, there's a lot of English clients. We've got a lot of, they'll be saying, oh, blimey, did he just say that about me, Governor?
Well, I've got to tell you, if real estate is about position, just imagine this. I was in London a few years ago in December, right? The sun didn't rise until about 10 in the morning. It set at about 2 in the afternoon. It was about 0 degrees. They have this long, grueling, ugly winter. They have a short summer, virtually no spring. And yet, back in the 1750s, they decided, let's take all of the criminals from England and put them in another part of the world, which was, of course, Australia. So we became the penal colony, except this is how stupid the English are. Imagine, they should have left all of the convicts in England and taken all of the honest people and put them in Australia, because position, but they just... if there's a joke on the world, it's the English kept England.
If you're a convict, right, and you're 17-something or 1700 something, and you wind up here, you go, okay, what's the bad news?
Exactly. What's the downside here?
We've got beautiful beaches, the surfy, there's some nice
abundant food and fauna.
Yeah, pretty little kangaroos running around, the odd snake, but,
And we had to give up minus 10 degree winter and starving, but we got this country.
Well, the last time I was in London, Phil, I went in one of those open air buses and the sun was out, and we thought, it's beautiful, because the sun's out. I went purple. It was so cold. So you're right, the weather is cold. But I am committed to bringing some real estate news back to this show.
So I can't imagine what possibly good idea they would have.
You never know.
Good luck to you anyway, Gary.
know.
I'm happy to fund your junket.
Thank you, Phil.
To England to see what possible good idea they could have.
Well, stay tuned. We'll have some good information and news and some interviews from the UK on the real estate scene over there.
Just in view of the fact that I probably offended some English people that are watching the show, look, I do apologise for suggesting you were stupid.
It's not their fault, 200 years
but it wasn't.
ago.
It wasn't you.
No,
it wasn't you. You can blame your forefathers or your fathers of your
And you're
forefathers.
probably here anyway. It's all forgiven and forgotten now.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
So
well,
get
actually, unless they're watching the show in England, they actually came out probably convicts, Gary.
Right, we're watching you now for other reasons.
We've got a lot of hard-nosed criminals watch this show.
We do indeed. That's a big wrap on GPTV, Philip, for this June week and weekend. I'm Gary Peer.
I'm Philip Kingston. Have a fabulous day.